Achoo!
Wow, look at that. Pretty cool, though.
Hey there, walking bacteria farms. It's the time of year where us in the northern climes hole up in our houses, feeling full of infection from whatever viruses the media is telling us to be afraid of. Ugh, this is gross. Off the top of my head, I can think of things like H1N1 and bird flu, MERS, SARS, and now, of course, the coronavirus. All outbreaks of viruses that I can remember hearing about over the years are bad. And each time we hear about them, we get videotape of empty store shelves and humans wearing surgical masks, just like these, for protection. If you are out in the world and you want to protect yourself from viral infections or bacteria, I am here to tell you, seriously, that walking around with one of these surgical masks on, the science just ain't there. They don't really help stop a virus or even bacteria from getting into your body. And if healthy people buy them all up, we might actually be harming ourselves as a group. Hey there, Human Immuno fam, I am Trace, and thank you so much for joining me today on Uno Dos of Trace. Thank you. Welcome, new subscribers. Thank you for checking out my channel and for subscribing. Probably after my battery video or after my interview with Serafina. I am in the middle of a move, so this is not the normal studio space. I'm actually at my parents' house in Michigan right now, and the studio is in the process of being reconstructed in Los Angeles, and these are real pictures of me that my mom and dad have, which is actually kind of awesome. I'm here because my mom was having some surgery done. She did great, everything's great. So I appreciate you being here. Honestly, I could not do this without y'all, so thanks. It is generally accepted that humans pass viruses and infectious bacteria to each other via bodily fluids. We sneeze, we cough, we speak, and little droplets come flying out of our gobs and they land on surfaces or directly on other people. These droplets can be on the order of microns, and they still have viruses in them, which is why you often see people wearing masks like these. They're made of paper and they loosely fit around your face to allegedly protect you from this stuff. They don't actually protect you though. What they do is they protect others, which can be a good thing because personally, I love to be in command of the facts and I like protecting other people, so let's kick into it. Let me get this. My glasses just went with them, so gotta go get those. In 2008, during the SARS epidemic, a study was done on face masks by Hong Kong Polytechnic University. In it, researchers sprayed a fluorescent solution onto people's faces and then had those people exercise or breathe heavily into a mask. They then tested those masks to see if the contamination, the fluorescent solution, got out, and they looked at it under blacklight. Turns out the masks mostly worked. A mask like the type they were testing could stop more than 90% of infectious material. This is assuming a lot of things, of course, like you were wearing the mask correctly and tightly and that you had the correct filters in place. And you'll notice that these were not surgical masks. They were something a little more robust. I'll come back to that in a minute, because you came here to see the surgical mask. So let's take a look at that. So what I did is I went into my parents' garage and I went to Meijer and I bought a couple of dummy heads, and I'm gonna replicate the Hong Kong Poly study. I've got some fluorescing fluid and I've made it so that Ned here can sneeze and Fred here can be the sneezy. So let's see how these masks actually perform in the real world. Say if someone were to sneeze on you. This is it in slow motion. Womp womp, right? Doesn't look like anything, which is why you need to switch to black light. Cue the electronica. Oh, Darwin's beard. Fred is just covered in sneeze. Ugh, the mask stopped some of the spray, but not all of it. Let's do the whole thing again, but in black light. Achoo!
Wow, look at that. Pretty cool, though.
Achoo!
Wow, look at that. Pretty cool, though.
Oh my god, the side of him is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
If someone sneezed at him, this side's fine, but here, that's not great. Mm-hmm. Fred does not breathe, but you do. Breathing would definitely suck the spray into the tops and sides of this mask. More on that later. This is Ned. We gave him a mouth, and here is what the mask is really for. Stopping stuff coming out. And sneeze. As I suspected, almost nothing. Enhance. Didn't come through at all? So now we know that the masks really stop you from affecting others. They don't actually stop you from getting infected. But since we have everything all set up already, I'm gonna have Ned sneeze on Fred one last time. We're gonna go full Mythbusters, just for fun. Okay, hit the lights. Ned! Hey, Fred! That's Pretty gross. Wow.
You should have said sorry.
Sorry. Thanks, Mom. And the mask didn't actually help that much. I wasn't actually testing against viruses, obviously, just fluorescent droplets of liquid, but keep in mind that viruses and bacteria tend to hitch rides on our bodily fluids. In fact, in a 2006 study, the regular surgical masks, the regular ones that you can get at drugstores, were found to let through nearly 85% of viruses. That's right, they let them through. Yeah, they don't really do anything. But look at this. In the sneeze experiment, you can see that that mask stopped a significant amount of fluorescent solution from impacting a second person. It protected other people. Surgical masks filter out things around 5 microns in size. And in the micro world, that's not actually that small. Surgical smoke is like 5 microns or smaller, so it wouldn't necessarily get through, and that's what they were designed for. Our human cells, they're 50 microns, so they're not gonna get through, but bacteria can get as small as fractions of microns, and viruses can be 100 times smaller than bacteria. Needless to say, a mask made of paper, not gonna actually stop pathogens, but it will stop saliva, mucus, human cells, and other travelers from you mostly to others. Surgical masks aren't really for you. They're to protect others from you. When a surgeon dons a mask before slicing open your abdomen, they're looking to keep their spray out of your body and also to block any possible streams of bodily fluids that could spew from your extricated entrails. But seriously, the real use case for these paper masks is that human spray. In a 2013 study on exhalation of viruses from a few dozen volunteers, they found the surgical masks reduced the people exhaling viruses onto samples by almost 3 times on the smallest particles. This is why doctors and nurses who think that you might be sick give you a mask. They're not trying to protect you from getting worse. They're trying to protect other people. If you sneeze in someone's face while wearing a mask, you're protecting them. But if you're wearing a mask and someone sneezes in your face, not really so much. Especially once you've been wearing it for a while, because once you've been wearing it, your breath saturates it with moisture. You're just giving a place for pathogens to rest until they can get on your hands or your face. The biggest fail for these masks are often the humans wearing them, because, you know, you've got it on and your nose gets itchy and you scratch it, or you rub your eyes. This makes the mask useless. Not only are you rubbing your dirty mitts on the inside of the mask, that's exactly what you're trying to avoid, but directly putting whatever was on your hand into your mucous membranes makes the mask useless. On top of that, it loosens an already loose mask, which is another problem. The air you're breathing, it can just go around, y'all. It can just go around. Air doesn't just go, it goes around. And the viruses that they'll carry will go along with it. They might make you feel safe, but it's like a security blanket, and the security part, as we know, is all in our heads. The real way to protect yourself is to get vaccinated for influenza or to wash your hands, like a lot. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not an engineer. If you want to buy a mask to give yourself a little peace of mind, a little protection, very little of both of those things, but cool. To be honest though, a better way to protect yourself, wash your hands regularly. Banal but true, it's far more likely that you will come in contact with a pathogen on your hands via door handles, railings, public transit, buttons on elevators, your own car, your cell phone, other people's cell phones, and touched surfaces. And if you don't wash your hands, we touch our faces often enough that we just stick it right inside our body. So I bet you're wondering, if those surgical masks can't protect you, are there any masks that can? What do we do? What do they do? They have them in movies? Like what? Masks exist that are regulated by the Food and Drug Administration specifically for protection against disease-causing bacteria and viruses. This is one of them, the N95 filtering phase respirator. N95s are way better. That was really weird. In the same 2006 study that found 85% of viruses would penetrate the surgical mask, they found that only 5% of viruses penetrated the N95 mask. N95 means it will filter 95% of particles that are 0.3 microns or larger from the air. That is ridiculously small. I mean, still some viruses can get through, but that gets a lot of stuff. N95s are considered a medical device by the US FDA, and thus their regulation requires a number of things, like that they fit properly, they fit tightly, and many people, because of that, find them hard to breathe through, which is not the point, but, you know, a side effect. You want a seal to keep the pathogens from being able to slip around the mask, meaning if you have a beard, kind of like I do, then you're less protected than someone who's clean shaven, because air can still get through. And here's the kicker. The Centers for Disease Control does not actually recommend the N95 for home use or community use, likely because they don't actually help if they don't fit your face properly, they're not reusable, and they're often used improperly. So for example, let's say you've got the perfect face for the N95. It's working perfectly, then you got it on your face, it's just great. Then you grab the front to take it off. You just contaminated yourself. Because the front was filtering the pathogens out of the air. That's on the front of the mask. What if you throw it in the trash and you expose your mom or your cleaning guy or your kid, the trash collector? What if you got it on your hands and then you touch your mucous membranes again? Like, that's not the best. N95s are great for professionals, but they're a bit overkill for the average human who would do better by just washing their hands and using a little common sense. During the SARS outbreak, the Centers for Disease Control gave masks to their staff, and they found that those who wore them consistently and properly did reduce infection rates, but they were working at the CDC, where lots of other procedures and training kept that staff safe. And I've said it already, they were hand washing, sanitizing with alcohol, avoiding touching their faces, cleaning surfaces all the time, and you know they are all vaccinated. The reality of infection is that humans can infect others before they even know they're sick. The influenza virus can be transmitted a day before symptoms even appear, and for a week after you feel sick. A mask may protect your sickness from getting on other people via spray, but it might not. If you have an illness already, or think you might, go ahead and grab a mask. Wear it to protect other people. If you wear it consistently and well, you can help other people avoid getting sick, and that is awesome. That, paired with hand washing, can mean the real difference between a single patient and an epidemic. You can choose to halt transmission with you. But if the masks are sold out because of all the healthy people who bought them thinking that they could stop a virus from getting into their body, now we're in trouble, because conscientious people can't get them. Honestly, the human body's immune system is amazing. Every one of us creates barriers for pathogens. We fight infections that make it through, and we remember what fought in the past to keep us protected in the future. Just because it's amazing doesn't mean this miracle of evolution can't use an assist here and there. And there are a bunch of ways you can help your immune system, mainly by washing your hands. In the end, there is not a lot of data to show that these masks are effective, but there's not a lot of data that show that they are not. No mask is 100% effective at preventing disease transmission, none of them. This shouldn't make you feel afraid because it was true before you knew it just now. It should remind you to behave well. Wash your hands. Wash your hands again. And definitely get vaccinated to protect yourself and your family. Stay home if you think you might be sick to protect your coworkers. Wear a mask if you are sick and have to go out in public for any reason so you don't spray your stuff on other people. Masks like these are not super powerful Star Trek shields protecting you from enemies. They're actually more like hiding behind a piece of paper to disguise yourself. Really quick before you go though, my friend Mary Beth has a slogan. If it's faux free, it's faux me. So if you want to support Una Dos of Trace and you want to get something for free, you should with Skillshare. They help support the channel and you can too. All you gotta do is try Skillshare for a couple of months. I am always online searching for how-tos and trying to discover like new ways to do things with video editing or DIY stuff, learn about lighting and cameras and all sorts of things. Whereas before I just went and randomly searched, now I will go to Skillshare and actually learn stuff. Skillshare is an online community of creative learners who teach each other new skills like graphic design, habit formation, marketing or business, web development, video, music production, even tips on how to craft or better pick out art. It's super awesome and they do lots of different stuff. You can try Skillshare Premium for 2 months for free with my link here. And it supports the show if you do it. Again, all for free. And if it's for free, it's for me. I just finished a big move, and once I got to the new apartment, I really wanted the place to look nice, so I went to Skillshare and I found Emily Henderson's class, Style Your Space, Bringing Creativity to Interior Design. I've always liked interior design, but I don't know anything about it, and it's cool to start to understand after just a few classes with Skillshare to put something on a wall or a table and it'll actually help make it look better and not just cluttered. I know we can all feel that and I really love it. So again, join Skillshare with my link. You're gonna get 2 months of premium membership for free, and after that, it is only $10 a month to keep it rolling. Skillshare loves people who are creative and curious and lifelong learners. I have to say, That sounds like you. So, thanks for doing it. Supports the show. If you're worried about infections, don't rush to the store for surgical masks and instead get some alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Do not get drug-based antibacterial soap. Alcohol-based kills with chemistry. Drug-based antibacterials are drugs. They contribute to drug-resistant bacteria or superbugs, which means your kids might not be able to fight infections at all. Not the best. Alcohol, yes. Triclosan, no. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I am Trace. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, you name it. I'm out there at Trace Dominguez. Thank you so much to the patrons. Thanks to the new patrons who joined in the last couple of weeks. I'm so proud of y'all. Thank you. I could not do this without you. I hope you learned something, because I know I did, and I will see you in the future. Come on, get over here so we can get a picture with
Ned,
Fred
or whoever.